Hi, my name is Akshat Malik. I recently created a cross-platform app in React Native where users can play Bluff. There were already a lot of web applications where you can play this game, but the thing that separates my app from them is the voice communication feature so that you and your friends can have interactive game session. And in this video, I'll be talking about my backend architecture of the app. Just to let you know guys, both the front end and back end of this application is hosted on my home server. My home server already had a lot of running web application such as my personal portfolio and my GitHub clone where I usually upload code. So to keep things simple and isolated, the first thing I did is I created a separate Docker network and I named this network as Bluff Backend. This Docker network contains four different containers. One is our Node.js application. This is responsible for handling all the game logic, such as whether a user is allowed to throw these cards or not, and other game related data. Then we have two Redis containers. The reason I chose two containers is because I want to keep things simple and isolated. So our first Redis server is responsible for authentication such as verifying the OTP that a user has entered. Then we have our second Redis database that will store the game state such as how many card a user have or what cards are on the table. And finally, we have our MongoDB database. This is where we will store the data that isn't required frequently, such as user details like username and password, his profile pic. In this setup, only my Node.js server is exposed to the outside network, whereas rest of the containers are not. And the reason being is I thought, why would I need to access my database if Node.js is going to do that for me? So whenever our React Native client send request to Node.js server, Node.js can communicate with the Redis or MongoDB database depending on the request, and then our Node.js server can send response back to the React Native client. If any of the database container reboots for some reason, then I won't lose the data in it because I am actively linking it with my server file system. This is the representation that shows how my application works. So here we have our React Native client, and then we have our home server which is represented by a purple rectangle. Whenever our React Native client send request to our home server, first it will be redirected to the Nginx, and then Nginx will send request to the Node.js server, and after Node.js processes this request, it will send a response to the Nginx, and then Nginx will upgrade the protocol from HTTP to HTTPS. I have used SSL certificate to encrypt the data, and then response is sent back to the React Native client. Thank you for watching my video, and you can try out my app. I have given link in the description.